your ball in the trees and then you live out the park. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. 'Cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome down to another episode of the Rough Cut Golf Podcast, where you find us in foreign and temperate climates. We are here in South Carolina. The sun has been shining, the balls have been flying, and boy oh boy, have we had a wonderful time. I am joined today by Jacob, by Kieran, and to my left, one of the biggest golf YouTubers in the world, and definitely the tallest, Mr. Grant Horvat. How are you?
I'm good, Pete. I don't know how to follow up that intro.
I was hoping for something a little bit more expressive.
No,
I know it's early in the morning, but come on, give it a go. You're excited. It's been a great week.
Yeah,
You're living everyone's dream.
Yeah.
How are you?
No, it's been a great week. Just getting together with you guys, Rick, Fat Perez, the Bryan Bros, this group content. I mean, I think it's some of the best content we filmed.
I would agree. I'd agree that these weeks as well, hopefully they're going to continue, because it's just such a rare kind of occasion to get everyone together in such a way where we're not like flying all over the place. We're in one place at one course and we're just doing everything. Big shout out to Solina as well.
Yeah.
Us down. I've got my Solina hat on.
You've got Laborde.
Oh, Laborde.
Yeah,
Big shout out to Laborde as well, by the way.
That video's out now.
Thanks for having us down. Appreciate you. Great duck.
Great duck.
Great dog. And on the theme of ducks, I don't know where to go from there. The segue was
a type of
I don't know,
bird.
where were you going then?
my segue was to try and get into asking Grant, he's had a crazy year, just describe like what you've been up to. But I don't know how to get from ducks to there. So Grant,
Ducks fly though, so speaking of ducks,
they don't fly well though.
Oh right. Oh.
Yeah, they're not graceful.
Oh god.
So like an ungraceful flapping bird, Grant, you've meandered through this year. On top of the surface you seem calm, but underneath you've been going a million miles.
Yeah.
Just describe what this year's been like.
Yeah, I mean,
That was good.
That was fine.
Yeah, that was good. I feel like you connected ducks in
Thank
the
you.
year there. Wow. Yeah. I would say this year, I would describe it as hectic, but also fun. Just with the amount of travel, like we were talking about, we only get really now one video everywhere we go. So if we fly out to Vegas to film with Colin or Utah to film with Tony, it's one video and it's a lot of travel. So I just feel like with the method that Sky and I have chose with just uploading once a week, and it's videos that we absolutely love. It just requires a lot of travel, a lot of attention to detail, and it can be exhausting.
I think, what do you say the other day? Bangers only bangers.
Yeah, that's kind of our motto. It's kind of been like that for almost the last year and a half, and they're not all bangers, but at least we think they are in our brain. Yeah.
No, that's good. I think that's a pretty sound approach. Any of those that kind of really stand out? Any favourites?
Phil was good. I really like Phil Mickleson. I mean, all the guys have been great. Don't get me wrong. I like John Rahm and Colin and all the guys. But Phil, we're going actually in like 2 weeks to go film with him again. We're going to do something crazy.
Hot take.
Yeah.
You're going to do something crazy. What are you going to do? Talk to me.
Just put something on the line.
Oh.
Yeah, and Phil, when you put something on the line.
He could put a lot on the line.
Does he enjoy gambling at golf? I've never heard that.
Hasn't crossed my
No, that's new. Is that new? Is that something new for him?
It is, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
So it was new. It was kind of the first time he's ever done it, and we actually put joggers on the line.
Joggers on the line.
That was so good.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Joggers and For Wellness on the line. So it was a coffee company.
That was at the Open, wasn't he? He had Primo joggers.
Yeah, he folled through with the joggers.
That's unreal.
Is that the one where he followed through with the joggers, but for like the first half of the round, he had waterproof trousers on? So you could see
Yeah, that was actually the worst part about it, because Phil, he was only required by our agreement in the video, which this was just a verbal agreement. He was only required to wear them 2 days. and he wanted to actually wear them all 4, but 2 of the days he had rain pants on, so they were
Was
covered.
it actually raining, or was it just?
No, he wanted those. Yeah, he was wearing those rain pants.
Right, that day, there was, a couple of those days, there was no chance that you wanted any exposed skin in the Scottish element.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was horrendous.
Especially not the ankles.
Okay.
Yeah. I fully concur with Phil's choice to wear waterproof trousers on a
Okay,
few
good.
days.
I think he tried the joggers on, maybe looked at himself in the mirror, and I think he actually enjoyed what he was seeing.
It does take years off you.
Yeah. I mean, it made him look younger. He was wearing Jordans with the Primo jogger combo, and I just feel like that really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bold
Just
choice.
tied it all together, just as a.
Like for a 50-plus-year-old man, though.
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
he pulled it off. It was just cool though, because I feel like people actually really, really were invested into Phil wearing the joggers, and that was a win.
There was an
But-
anticipation for it for sure, like waiting to see if he was going to do it.
Yeah, and that was like, I mean, that was completely, you know, we didn't like go into this video like, dang, if we win Primo
Let's get him in some
jogger.
joggers.
Yeah, it's like we were just thinking about that like a couple days before. We're like, what should we do if he loses? It's like wear joggers, because I never really thought I'd beat him. Because I on the front 9 against Phil, I was so nervous. I was struggling to settle in. I started with my 5-shot lead, so I was 5 under, and we were tied after the 6th or 7th hole. I lost my 5-shot lead.
Yeah.
So from there in, we played basically straight up.
He's very good on camera as well, isn't he? He's just so invested in it. Like,
Oh yeah, I
he-
mean,
he loves it.
Yeah, he embraces it, and
Yeah.
he truly, you know, he loves talking to the camera, but he also is just a nerd of golf, so he can go into depth, and you know, he's one of the greatest to ever play. I mean, what is Phil? Is he the top 3 greatest ever?
Something like that.
How many majors you got? 6, is it?
Yeah,
6 majors?
Yeah, I think so.
He took me in his. What was cool is we were mid round. We were on the 6th hole. He took me back to his room that had all of his golf clubs, and he had all these gold putters, like from every major he won. I didn't film it, but I bet he would have not minded at all if we filmed it. Like
Yeah, that'd be so
he
sick.
took time during the video. We were just like at his house, and he took time to show me like every one of his putters.
Like in a nice way, not in like a weird flex.
No, in a very
Like,
nice way. Like
Come into my room. I've got something to show you.
Were they all the like? Because he had quite a thin putter, didn't he? Were they all like the similar sort of style?
They were all that like hockey puck
Yeah,
looking.
yeah.
A lot of them were like that, but man, he tinkers a lot. I mean, he's got so many different putters. It's cool to see him using lab right now, which, you know, that I think that putter is amazing.
That putter is like officially starting to take over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
The lab.
The lab.
Oh, the lab, yeah,
I think
yeah.
Ricky Fowler's using it in.
Oh, really? Okay.
the Zozo this week. It's a weird thing in golf. You see someone using something.
Yeah.
They're putting well.
Yeah.
You give it a go. Someone sees you, and it's just like it's constant.
Yeah.
You see it when I go to the Open. I go to a few tour events, but certainly at the Open, you see somebody with a training aid on the Monday. By the Thursday,
Someone else
6,
has got-
7 other people
Yeah.
have got it.
Yeah.
It just like transfers up. So, Jeff's hitting it well.
It's like in our space, like we see that one videographer who's using a camera.
Yeah.
And then that camera gets like fed around.
Well,
and,
those,
like,
those Sonys this week.
yeah,
Sonys,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Everyone's been talking about the Sonys.
Yeah, it was almost like when Pete he did a couple pre-shot routines where his foot slid, and then you should have seen me right after that. My foot was tearing up the ground immediately after I watched Pete slide his foot.
And you know what? It looks so much better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was sliding towards the target, dragging my foot.
Love it.
I've often looked at your swing and thought,
What does that need?
there's one thing that's missing. There's one thing that's missing is a big Scotty slide.
Scotty slide.
No,
You're
Pete, you're
welcome.
actually an impressive ball striker. I feel like that is, and you also have a lot of club head speed. I feel like people don't talk about that enough. But this whole week, I mean, the sound you make with your irons and your compression and your solid putter. All right, I'll stop.
What do you want? What are you after? What are you after?
No, I just feel like you're an underrated golfer. Like, I feel like you're a very, very solid golfer, and you hit your driver really good. You strike the ball very, very solid, and you're a solid putter. and you got great chipping motion. So
What's happening?
You have to repeat.
What's happening
He
here?
doesn't know how to take praise. To him, this is like alien. Like, so he's really struggling to compute about what's going on right now.
So is this when the sarcasm?
Yeah, this is when the defense mechanisms kick in.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Yeah, I'm building walls here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, in my mind, I'm walling this up.
Yeah.
Really, he does appreciate it, but he doesn't know how to say thank you. So we can do that for him.
No, I've got this.
Okay.
I've got this. Great. Thanks.
Oh, there we go.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you see, I still don't believe it though.
Yeah.
That's my main issue. Just give me a few moments. Let me process it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll come back to it in a bit and just be like, okay, actually, genuinely thanks.
Yeah.
We did put out some questions
Okay.
for the World Wide Web. We've just picked a few out. Howie Videography. I believe he has something to do with video cameras. Would Grant?
It's a funny surname.
Would Grant do open qualifying? And would you be playing in more comps in the future? Because you're not a professional.
Yeah. I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's a great question. So I played in the queue as well as you did as well. I can't say I thoroughly enjoyed playing in. I don't want to say there was nothing against the queue. That environment.
Competitive golf.
Yeah.
Like pro competitive scorecard pressure. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I can say I realize how much I love what we do with this group week and the group content when it really gets serious like that and we're grinding over 3-footers and everyone's not really having fun if they miss a 3-footer.
Yeah.
Because like if you miss one when we're doing a group week, you're still mad, but it's not like, okay, now I got to finish this up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're good. We can keep moving.
There's a huge difference between, because I still don't think we're talking about the main event until it comes out, are we? It's still like under a verbal embargo. But we've been doing some content this week where.
No, I think you can.
Okay.
Yeah. You can talk about it.
It's
Yeah,
all okay.
they wanted
Well,
you to hype it up.
I mean, we can message in if not anyway. So this week, and again, I'm not sure anyone's actually spoken about this before. We've had $100,000 skins game. So this is a genuine $100,000 purse that's been up for grabs. Each hole was worth just $5,000, and then the last few holes are worth $10,000. Skins game, if you halve a hole, it moves on to the next, so like 10,000, 15, all the rest of it. 6 of us playing, and the pressure and the stress and the nerves in this match is palpable. It's both the best and weirdest YouTube video I think I've done.
Yeah, and I agree with that. The energy, I could not describe it, but I will wholeheartedly say it was the most nervous I've ever been over a putt of my entire. I could feel my entire body shaking, and after that I had to putt for like 30 grand or something, 20 grand, whatever it was. I'm feeling my body, and I'm like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, what am I doing
We're
right now?
filming a YouTube video.
Yeah,
Right?
and and that's just like people always are like, why don't you go pro? Why don't you play more tournaments? I literally can't feel my body. I'm like this. Like Wesley, I feel like when he gets nervous, it's like, yeah, he's nervous, but he's just a dog where he just like, his hands might shake the slightest. My whole body is like this, and I'm just like, that is not okay.
Yeah.
And that is like, I can strike it great, but like when it comes down to grinding over those short putts and really coming in clutch and finishing out, like I just don't know how they do it.
Does it kind of give you like an appreciation for like tour pros that have this sort of pressure on the line where they've got to make a cut to make their money back? All these sort of playing for $1 million.
Yeah,
It's
no,
massive,
it does. It really does. It makes me just think. I mean, their bodies are just built different. Something's built different mentally. There's a big gap between me and a tour pro. But the cool thing was in the skins game, without ruining anything, it's like I struck it really solid, and I think I had a lot of birdies. I'm not going to give anything away, but it could have been so much better. And it always feels like that because of there's always that little thing where you're like, dang, I just need to get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
No, I think you played really solid. There was one point where you had an important putt.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is more for people watching. And if you are listening to this, we do have a YouTube channel, Rough Cut Golf Podcast. Go check it out. But I'll try and verbalize this as much as possible. Rick kind of putted great. Like, Perez was kind of just there again, energy. He had a different energy. I was very, very nervous. You had, like, the Bryan Bros, obviously just, like, great golfers.
Yeah.
All, like, around the green when you were kind of over this putt. And you could see you had this, you had the claw grip going on. And I think it was your third finger was like,
Yeah.
was like I could literally see it shaking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I could see it going like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Like that, I
Yeah.
think that was the first time I was like, he is like feeling
Oh, yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And I could physically see it. Like, not just like, oh, you got an aura that you're struggling a bit. I could physically see your fingers trembling
Yeah.
on the claw.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen in a YouTube video.
No, it never
Well,
does.
apparently it does.
It doesn't happen. Like, you know, you get nervous with playing with the pros and the pressure, but it's not to that level.
No.
Like where you're it's an uncontrollable, like, dang, this putt's worth like 30 grand, 20 grand. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know, it just, and it's not like it's the money that's necessarily like, you know, the reason. It's just like the competitive feel of putting that on the line.
Yeah. It just matters. Like, that's the thing, like, things that matter within golf. And I think this is one of the most exciting things about this week for me, is it showed that we can, this kind of group, but also like YouTube golf in general, we can make things like this work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a competitive golf for money, which for us is still a lot, and actually, like,
I think the exciting bit about this week as well is the fact that, like, you've got so many different audiences there this week. You've got every audience covered, so it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive.
Yeah.
I think it's probably after Bryson Trump. I think it's going to be up there with
Yeah.
one of the big three.
Yeah. It's gonna
Yeah, I
be
don't know if it'll catch it, but you know, it'll try to get close.
Yeah, you never know. We've got next question. We've got D Low P. Delopi. Delopi 83. Big shout out Delopi 83. And I didn't put this in, I promise you. Can Pete ask to be part of the cut series when Grant and the Bryan Bros are across the pond in the UK?
That's such a great.
Putting my hand up, so on the spot.
Yes, Pete, you are definitely going to be a part of our cut series. We're actually, I don't know exactly when we're coming over across the pond to you guys, but we want to film a cut series at St. Andrews, and then what was the other one that the Bryan Bros were talking about?
Carnoustie, wasn't it?
Carnoustie, maybe.
It was maybe one. Yeah, we want to have. Yep, you and Rick. We want to have you in a cut series, trying to make the cut. I think it was actually. It wasn't. It might have been Troon.
True.
Yeah, it's not Carnoustie, but definitely going to hit St. Andrews. Definitely going to hit one of those. Whatever one you want to play in, you're invited.
Okay, I'm going to definitely put my hand for St. Andrews.
Okay, that's great because actually Rick said that he's played St. Andrews enough. I think by now.
What a
That's
quote
a
that is.
flex,
That's
really.
a
Isn't it?
flex, that.
Yeah.
We're actually going to get Rick on the podcast probably today as well, and I'm going to bring that up with him.
Yeah, ask him that question.
100%. Yeah.
Maybe that's
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he wanted that.
I can't. That's I'm coming for Rick after that. Right. And if you're not actually checked those videos out, you're not checked out Grant's channel, make sure you do now. And also the teaching channel as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's we haven't uploaded there.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
Yeah, kind of forgot about it. But no, I love that channel. Like I said though, we're just traveling and it never stops. And then Skylar's got it. I only have one person on my team. So.
Yeah.
Skylar is though like a bit of a Swiss Army knife.
Yes. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does everything.
Yeah.
And you can fit him in your pocket.
Yeah.
Literally is a Swiss Army knife.
Which is really nice. Skylar, if you're watching, love you, mate.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So when he's editing a giant video, and it's like, hey, we got a teaching channel video to get to. It's like he's like coming up for air, and then he's like,
he's 4 days into an 18-hole course log with Phil.
Yeah.
Said, oh, I've got to really fix this person's slice, you know. We really got to get this done. Okay.
yeah.
Oh dear. How like obviously with the cut series, 2 questions on that. Like, did you think the cut series would go as big as it's gone? And then secondly, what's been your favorite course that you've been at?
Yeah. So the cut series started with me and Sky. It was like a solo thing that we were doing. We were just traveling around. I saw the breaking series. Everyone doing the breaking 75 or breaking 65 or 70, whatever. Break this score. And they're great. And I just wanted to do something a little bit different while keeping an A and B story. With having, you know, something you're playing for. There's a lot of storylines with the cut series that I feel like were really good. You know, you're bringing up players that played in that event. So there's people that, you know, maybe won that year that people have memories about or whatever. But yeah, I was doing it solo where I was just traveling around to PGA Tour courses. And then eventually we were like, how could we, you know, what could this evolve into? And then we're like, me and Sky were like, we got to get Wesley and George and like just play major championship golf courses. Because at the end of the day, those are going to be the ones that pull the most because everyone knows those courses. So yeah, we started it. We kicked it off at Kiawah Island. It was blowing like 30 miles per hour. Wesley still makes the cut, which was unbelievably impressive. George missed it. I missed it, the first one. I've missed them all but one. But we then go, I don't know exactly which one. I think it was Pinehurst after that. But that was the one, when you asked Kieran, that was the one that kind of changed the series for us, was Pinehurst. It was when Bryson obviously won the U.S. Open this year. When we posted that, Skylar did a very cinematic intro. We do a little bit of vlogging before to show, you know, me, George, and Wesley together before the round to make it more of like a, you know, a travel vlog, and then you jump into the golf. But that kind of sent the whole series into, it just took it to a next level. And it's cool now. I think the coolest part about it is we title it The Major Cut, which truly makes no sense. And then we'll just put like, I'll always go part 1, the first 18, they'll go the second 18, we'll have the cut line. But it's cool now that word, The Major Cut, is able to do what it does. Because it doesn't make any sense. Because I'm like, the major cut.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Things don't have to make sense. People just need to know what it is.
Exactly. And I feel like, you know, we have Beth Page coming up, which we're about to leave in a couple days for. That one's going to be special. And I think we're doing Pebble Beach after that. So yeah, I think after those 2 courses, it's really going to, you know, those are probably, I would argue, 2 of the biggest.
Yeah.
We're going to hit them back to back. And then we want to bring on guests like Peter Finch. But we also want to bring on people like Peter Finch, like John Rahm in the same category.
Same tier.
Yeah.
Really?
Can we be in the same video?
Can
we and John go out together?
No, we just don't want to burn those 2. We don't want to like combine them because then
you don't want the video to go too viral.
Yes.
Because if that happened, like, where do you go from there?
you can't go up from there.
It's impossible. Like, you've set fire to the whole forest at that point.
Exactly. But we want to get John Rahm at Torrey Pines with us.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Akshay was a guy that we were trying to get multiple times. And he just had so many tour events, but he's a good friend, and I think he'll make it for one of them. But yeah, I think that could be another, you know, like an evolution of the cut series.
When you're finding yourself being able to put a tour player's name into the leaderboard, and his name is already probably in the leaderboard somewhere else.
It was
already trying. Like, that's quite cool.
Yeah,
top 10 that day.
the funniest
John Rahm from this year. John Rahm from
Well, the funny
didn't miss the cut.
Yeah. The funniest part about Aaron Hills was Wesley played that year and finished last. So like we're doing the intro, and it's like Wesley Bryan past, and then it's like Wesley Bryan future, and it's like and we're like, as long as you just beat Wesley. I think he fired like 83-76. So I was able to beat Wesley at Aaron Hills. So there was like 2 cuts for me. It was like don't finish last and also try and make this cut. But yeah. It's actually really difficult to make the cuts, and like
No.
I just
You surprised me.
No, I'm speechless at how good George and Wes actually are, and how good George is. Like he does not, when he hits true, like we're competing in these major cuts, like he does not miss a golf shot. It's unbelievable how straight he hits it, and it like he just makes every cut, and Wesley does too. But it's also the difference between the major conditions. Like we're trying to replicate it to the best we can. We're playing the same tees, trying to do everything the same. The greens are obviously not going to be the same speed. It's not going to, the rough might not be as thick. So there's certain factors, of course, that we know, but we're trying to make it as close as we can. And I mean, it's unbelievable how well the Bryan Bros hit the golf ball. It's crazy because I'm just so far from that.
Yeah. So out of all these courses you filmed at, which one would you say is your favorite, particularly from the cut series?
That's a great question. Chambers Bay was unbelievable.
Okay.
And it's weird because if you guys remember the U.S. Open that year, it got so much hate when Jordan Spieth won because like the greens were a little burnt out.
Yeah.
It's almost got this weird, when you think of Chambers Bay, you think of that event.
Yeah, like because of all the hate.
And then you've got like this image in your mind of saying, oh, it's not that good.
Right.
When actually it's
it was
an incredible venue.
I mean, the views were breathtaking. You're over this bay. And then I love courses. This is maybe a hot take, but I love golf courses that have giant slopes behind the pin and you can work your ball off these slopes towards the pin. And it felt like every hole at Chambers Bay, there was some, like even if you were short-sided, you could throw it off this giant hill back behind the green and then it would just trickle back to the hole. And that to me, I was like, this is fun. Like I'm enjoying this. Chambers Bay was amazing. I would say that or Whistling Straits. Whistling Straits was very good. That was a very, very cool course. Never really knew much about it, but I had a lot of fun there. But Chambers Bay was probably my favorite so far.
Yeah.
You had a great year so far, these courses.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we're getting on them is pretty special.
So I think this approach might be the way to go.
I mean, you've had some great courses as well. So
Hey, just try and make the cut.
Didsbury. Yeah.
Played at Didsbury this year. Have you ever played at Didsbury before?
What's it called?
Didsbury.
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 No, never.
You never played it.
No.
Add that to the major cut list.
Yeah, that's a major cut list. Is just
But I think it's a problem if I've never heard.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Was there like a major there in 1934? Like we're gonna pull up the leaderboard. It's gonna be like Ben Hogan, Sam Snead.
I mean, the Manchester Open was there this year,
Okay.
which is massive
Okay.
in Manchester. Question from Simply GC: it's your last round of golf ever? Yeah, really sorry, by the way. Where and who would be your dream four ball?
That's a wow.
Yeah, no, this is deep. Simply CG like came with some deep questions.
Yeah, these are like
we have some intelligent listeners. What can I say? We have highly advanced listeners here on the Rough Cut Golf podcast.
Some of you.
No, just give him a bit of praise.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Don't do praise. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, for me or other people.
Yeah.
It's off limits.
Yeah.
It's my last round, my dream four ball. So definitely my dad, number one. Like when you're telling me it's my last round ever, I'm gonna go with probably the people that I love the most and like the people that I play golf. Like there's probably two separate dream foursomes. There's the one that's like the Tiger Woods and Rory and all that foursome. But if the last round ever, if you're gonna include that into there, it's gonna be like my dad and my two best friends.
That's a really nice answer.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. But if you want to talk dream foursome, we're probably getting, Tiger in there. Tiger. Who else?
It's amazing how often we get asked this question.
Yeah. It's hard
Never
to...
got an
What's
answer.
yours?
Different answer every time as well.
Yeah, I feel like it
changes.
It changes. Like right now, it'd be like Scotty Scheffler. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. It's also how you want to do it because obviously you could go you and three other golfers and just really steer into just wanting to see the best golf ever.
Yeah.
Or you have to go for okay, I want this person because of how funny they'd be or just the character, the vibes they bring to the round. Kind of.
Yeah.
So it's how you want to sort of...
And if you want to go back into history,
Yeah, dead or alive as well. Like,
yeah. Like, I'd have Genghis Khan in mind.
Yeah.
I imagine he could hit a pretty long ball.
I mean, I reckon he'd get angry.
Yeah.
If he missed like a 3-foot putt.
Yeah.
Tear the whole course apart, I imagine. So we got, okay, let's think we first answer. I love that. Dad, 2 best mates. Where's it going to be?
That's a great question. Probably Pebble Beach.
Really? Okay.
You played Pebble before?
Yes, I've played Pebble. It's my favorite course too.
Is it?
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Love that.
Favorite course. Now, is that a hot take? Because I feel like when I put Pebble at my number 1 spot, I feel like I was just falling into the so-called narrative of that being the best course ever. But I truly believed it was. So I'm biased because you got a guy like Eric Anderslang who plays all these golf courses very, very, like, he takes this approach to it that's very different, and like he loves Bethpage Black, for example. I played Bethpage, thought it was great. It's a very beautiful golf course, but I'm a sucker for an ocean course.
Yeah.
Have you played Pebble?
I'm not playing it now. I want to, though. It does look amazing. I think
I thought Wallasey was unbelievable.
Wallasey's classic.
Like that, I had so much fun at.
Yeah. No,
That was-
Wallace is hugely still underrated.
Yeah.
But they have done amazing work there over the past few years to actually get it to the point now where it's considered one of the best links on that kind of stretch of coast.
Yeah.
And the work they're actually going to be putting into it, they're creating all these new holes. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
It was
Shout out Wallasey.
it was definitely interesting on that. There was one tee box there, and there was this little like stone, and it was saying some date on it, and it just made me think how new America actually is. Like, I would,
the Stableford. It would be
yes,
the
Stableford, yes,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
something about like on this date,
Yeah.
whatever.
Before
like,
America was even
I'm like,
around.
I'm standing on this ground where like this has been here longer than America. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was just a weird feeling. It was very historic, and that the clubhouse itself at Wallasey
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
was so old. But dang, that just shows how well things were built back then. I think all the new houses would crumble by now.
Listen, we don't do that much that well, but golf courses, we did all right.
Yeah, and maybe architecture.
I know, I was about
And
to say.
architecture,
Building houses.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Again, there's so much praise flying around this morning. I'm so decaffeinated for this.
Too early.
Too
lack
early,
of coffee.
bit of a headache.
Just hate it anyway.
Not enough coffee.
Not
Starts
enough
off with
water.
too much praise. It's too much. Can't cope with this. But I think Pebble will be great. But I think, like you said, I think what you're almost saying is you don't want to fall into a cliche of saying, Pebble Beach is my favourite course, because it's like...
It sounds like you are just,
but
feeding the narrative that's already there.
It's like when people say... Like we say, Andrew saying, if you put it somewhere else, it's not that good of a course, or, it's not that great, or, I've played it too many times. It's...
That's so
Yeah.
good, by the way.
Yeah, you got to ask Rick about that.
I've got to do it. And it's kind of like, no, it's just you can still appreciate it. Just because everybody who plays it is amazed by it.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the cool guy who's like, well, actually, it's not that great.
Yeah. It's like 7 for me.
It's
okay.
it's fine. Like, you can admit it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, it's the same as the 4-ball, isn't it? Like the course and, the weather you played it in, who you played it with, how
Yeah,
you shot.
yeah.
They play such a big factor in it.
They do.
So you kind of have to take away, when you think about it, like, do you kind of take it as just looking at the golf course, how good is the golf course? Or, it's hard to, if you shoot under par around a club, like, that will...
You're going to like it a
of course,
lot more.
yeah.
That is the hardest thing about golf right there, is people's opinions on golf courses and just hearing how they played that day.
Yeah.
Because if they had a really bad round and their ball's rolling off the green and the pins are tucked,
Yeah.
they're going to probably think that golf course was not that great.
Yeah.
First time I played the Castle course.
Yeah.
I wanted to literally call in an airstrike.
You did say you were hungover, though. You said you were.
I was.
You were hungover.
But I hate... I
Those
don't-
greens and those, they are wild.
I don't think I've ever walked off a golf course hating something so much. And then but when I came back and played it, great. Really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We were actually hungover then as well.
We were. But,
So you kept the same mindset. Yeah.
but you just wanted to put yourself in the same
Yeah.
situation.
You didn't want to change up the variables.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a rough
Keep
day.
it scientific as possible.
You were rough that day.
That was
I saw you still shot like 1 or 2.
Oh yeah, I played
You
fine.
really well,
Just
yeah.
because I couldn't swing, I could not swing it fast. It was slow. It was moving
Yeah,
slow.
but we always talk about how you're ready to just sort of fall into that old man golfer.
Yeah,
Just
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
chuck the swing speed down.
Like
just,
in 20 years,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit my golfing peak.
Yeah, 20 years you're going to hit it. You think you're going to get better as time goes on?
Definitely,
Okay.
because I'll have to slow down.
Yeah.
And I can start using my Colin Montgomery swing.
Right.
And it's
right,
just going
right.
to be the best time ever.
Peter Finch on the Champions Tour.
With the little shuffle as well. With the
I won't be able to shuffle.
no,
at
he
that
won't be able to
point.
move his body.
Yeah, it's just going to be all hands and arms.
It's going to be rooted to the ground and just
Which is fine. It's the best part of me.
no
wrist.
turn. Just
Just wrist. You know?
Just this.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I like that.
Exactly. I think we'll miss out BM Blake's question. Can Grant grow a beard?
Ooh.
No, probably not.
No. No, yeah,
I
I
mean, we gave
wish.
it a go.
I mean,
do-
I tried to grow eyebrows and that didn't go too well.
How can you actively,
Is that down to you though?
Yeah.
Like, is that-
No, that one's not down. But,
how can you actively try and grow eyebrows?
well, I just, I said some prayers that hopefully they would come in one day.
Throw up a word to the man.
Yeah.
Just give me something. Give me some
Anything.
definition.
Yeah, just anything. Yeah. No, my wife actually, she painted them in one time with her like brow pencil, and I couldn't. I was actually scary looking with eyebrows. So I don't know if I need eyebrows. I actually look a little
You're
bit
used
more-
to the
yeah.
eyebrow.
I mean, you've got this far without them.
Yeah, and nobody's ever noticed it. It's so funny because when I was young, or like all throughout college and high school, no one ever noticed it until there was a camera pointing in this direction up under my hat.
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
And they're like, "Wow, this guy has no eyebrows." But yeah, it's something I usually.
Did anything happen like this is quite like deeper? But anything happen? Did anything happen at like a younger age? Because
To like lose my eyebrows?
Yeah, did they get like singed off?
Did you think I like?
Your childhood be to lose your eyebrows.
No, because my dad's sister shaved my dad's eyebrows off. He had eyebrows like mine, and he shaved them off, and they grew back colourless. So they're like, I don't know if you had the same
Well,
experience.
if that did happen, I was not aware of it.
Yeah.
If it did happen, yeah, I have no idea.
I mean, and it also raises a lot of questions for you, Kieran. What's
Yeah,
been going
just
on?
do not. Don't shave your eyebrows because you're.
yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, but that's what happened to Dad. So I thought, oh, it might have.
Yeah.
If you shave some of yours, that you could give them £2,000.
yeah.
Stick-ons.
Share the load.
Yeah.
Well, they have like you can do like the hair, like the seeds you put in your hair or whatever.
Well, you go to like Turkey for an eyebrow
An
transplant.
eyebrow color.
Eyebrow transplant, yeah. But at this point, it would be really noticeable.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just show up on a video with a full set of eyebrows.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
And
you know?
the time it takes to like for those hairs to embed as well. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna have some just like red lines over your
If
eyes.
it was a transplant, they'd be so like long and like lush. You have to like comb them.
They'd be like blowing in the wind.
Sweep them off the side of your head. Like if you ran forward, you'd like be trailing behind you. Oh my god! I think it's an experiment worth doing.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I mean, it would be fantastic.
Oh God.
Kieran, have you posted some questions here yourself?
I did post some questions. Just a couple. I mean, you can ask that last one, Jacob, as well.
Thank you. Thanks, Kieran.
You have one round of golf, 18 holes with Tiger Woods, and you can play with him. But the catch is you can't play golf for the next 2 years. No practice.
Can
nothing.
he film it?
He can film it.
Oh, I can film it. No, I can't. I can't.
Can't do
No, I can't. That's actually a great question. I think some people would definitely take that. I don't golf often. You know, that guy that golfs probably, 10 times a year.
Yeah,
He could
yeah.
probably afford it.
Yeah.
I don't think I could necessarily afford that, but it would be an unbelievable experience. No, I would.
You wouldn't do it. Right,
I want to do it. No.
What about you? Pete?
Interesting.
Would you do it?
No.
Wouldn't do it.
No, I mean, it would be incredible. It would be amazing, obviously, to play with Tiger, but like no golf for the next 2 years. Literally, you guys know me well enough now. What would I do? Like, what would I do for 2 years if I couldn't play golf?
Yeah.
It's my job.
What would we do?
It's my job and it's my hobby.
Yeah, true.
I just sit at home,
Yeah.
just watching me and Tiger play like over and over again. 2 year timer.
Just be like, it's still
Countdown
getting
begins.
views at least,
Oh yeah, it'd be getting great views.
That
and then
might top Trump. That might top Trump.
Top trumps.
Top Trumps.
Top trumps.
You think I get
Trump.
over 12
The
million?
little game.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
18 holes.
Well, we'll be sharing enough on social to over the 2 years for it to.
To
Yeah,
get it
every
there.
moment.
Yeah.
Slow-mo.
Every.
Slow analysis of every swing.
Yeah, and there is also I mean, you got all like the backstory as well, because like, what situation are you going to be in when someone turns around and says, "I can get you this round with Tiger Woods, but you can't play for the next 2 years"? Because that obviously begs the question, like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of sicko is organising this?
It's true.
Yeah, those always get really weird, especially when you're with your boys and you start doing that.
Yeah,
And those go down a dark path.
You get
You're
into
like, okay.
hypotheticals, yeah.
And then money's involved. It's like for $1 million, what would you do?
Yeah,
And then you're like,
I like
okay,
those, I like
all right.
those.
Like, when is this ever actually going to happen?
And the answer to that is yes.
Whenever $1 million
For $1 million,
yes,
I'm there.
every man has his price.
I'm down, and that's it for me.
Every man has his price.
We spoke about it over the last couple of days, quite a lot, I think, and it was quite an interesting conversation we had where we were talking about YouTube golf and the space in general.
Yeah.
And you kind of had some thoughts about in the next couple of years, like where you think it's go, or even don't know where it's going. What's your sort of like perception with it at the minute? Because it's a bit of a weird spot at the minute.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I was telling you guys earlier, I think it's just really saturated. I think there's just a lot of creators, which is great. I just think the concepts and ideas are just, they're just, a lot of the things have already been done. It's a lot of the same old stuff. And at the end of the day, like YouTube golf, it's going to keep growing for, I don't know how many more years, but at the end of the day, it is just circled around golf. So golf can only get so creative with golf. But there's still endless, there's still, I'm going to say endless, but there's still a lot of possibilities to get creative. But you got to always remember, like, when it is circled around golf, the game of golf, you can only go. But like when you're a vlogger or a guy that does anything and everything, say like Ryan Trahan, or, you can just keep going and reviewing all these different types of things. You can be very expansive, but I don't know what the future of YouTube golf is right now. I see a guy like Bryson kind of setting the tone with guests and the concept together, but it's also like, I'm never going to be Bryson DeChambeau, and I don't think really anyone in the YouTube golf space will be, unless some other, greats get into YouTube. I think he's also just unbelievably impressive with where he's at in his life and how good he hits the golf ball. So nobody can play up truly to that level. And then the concept of the break 50 was so good, and the guests, so he can pull off the guests because he is Bryson DeChambeau. So many factors there where he's kind of going to set the tone, I would say, moving forward. But yeah, it is going to be cool. I think we still have a couple more years of getting really cool guests on, especially just for what we're doing. I can just speak on that. I see a solid 2 years of just really good videos coming out. With just awesome people and collabs and our cut series and Phil. And I just see a lot of really cool stuff happening. But there definitely is, it is getting harder and just more people are getting into it. But I still think it's really hard to break into the YouTube golf space.
Oh yeah. I think it's definitely got more of like an established layer of people, and there are some, there's, I think of like Taco Golf and Sam and those guys who actually haven't felt like they've really been around very long, but have actually kind of managed to get themselves in and sort of be part of, or spoken about at least.
Right.
I mean, you've mentioned two massive tour pros in Bryson and Phil. It wouldn't even be, for me, I wouldn't be surprised to see that more pros get involved. This space could easily just turn into YouTube golfers being tour pros with a channel. It's one of those things that it's exciting, but at the same, there is a little bit of sort of angst and worry that of where it might, how long are we going to be able to do this for?
I think that's maybe one of the positives, though, because one of the best things about golf generally is that you can play it, until you shuffle off.
Yeah.
You can play it into your 80s. As long as you can still move your body a little bit,
Yeah.
you can shift the ball
Can't wait for
forward.
that course vlog in 70 years' time.
And it's the same with us. Like,
Can I break my age?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we've been doing this for 10 years now, and like we're still going.
Yeah.
So there's people who've been doing it longer than like Mark Crossfield, like me and my golf, they've been doing it for like 15 years almost.
Yeah.
And they're still kind of going.
Wow.
So one of the issues with the oversaturation, if it is an issue, which I don't know if it is we can still go. So there's not that natural drop off of people leaving.
Yeah.
Everyone's still sticking around.
Yeah.
The party started like 15 years ago, and the original people who got there early are still there. New people are trying to get in the party, but they're really crowded, and we don't know if we can open up like the
Bouncer's
side
not letting
rooms
anyone in yet.
Yeah, you're not on the list yet.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
come in. So it's difficult.
Yeah, I
They
always
must be tired.
Yeah.
Oh, like we're dancing, we're
Yeah,
dancing.
you must be
And
tired.
then I get to the end of the year, I get to like the end of a song, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can keep going. But then a banger comes on.
banger
You're like,
comes
yeah,
on.
come on.
And that's where you
still
drink
here.
another espresso martini or something.
Yeah,
And-
fireball.
And then new people come in, and it's like,
Oh, Terry, it's great
Yeah.
to see you. Oh, Joe.
Gazza, what are you
come
saying?
on, how you going? I knew you. You used to be on tour. What are you doing here? Oh, come to this party. Oh. I can see it. Yeah.
Good.
I
yeah,
blacked
like
out for a minute.
Podrick
What just happened
Harrington. Podrick Harrington.
there? Podrick Harrington.
Podrick
There you
Harrington.
There you go.
Propping up the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think when I say breaking in, like, I think I love Taco Golf. Like I've been watching them. I watched their first couple of videos, and they're so dry and just funny. Like it was really like a different sense of humor.
Yeah.
And the editing was completely different. I was like, this is genius because
Yeah.
it took a whole different approach. Like
Yeah.
it was like interesting cuts, like very quiet. They like long pauses. And it's just like, I'm just so engaged because it's not the same old cut, upbeat music.
Yeah.
So I love that. But breaking in, I think when I say that phrase, it's like, I think if you were to go say, I challenged a college or a pro golfer anymore, or
Yeah.
I, called out, whatever, good luck. Like if you don't have a niche that you're kind of creating per se, that's where I say it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have a huge following previously, like unless you're a tour pro,
Yeah.
like Max Homa.
Yeah.
He started challenging random people at his golf course. Like he has a chance, definitely for sure, because it's Max Homa's face. He can put that, but like just for a guy out there to try and kind of do the same things that have been done, that's where it gets really difficult.
And you're competing with the standard of content that's already out there. So
Yeah.
when you've got guys like yourself putting out videos that you do,
Yeah.
and then this guy's got to put out a video that's like, can I break par around my local golf club?
Yeah.
It's just like it's
Tough,
It was a lot more.
tricky.
It
Yeah.
was a lot more forgiving. Like back in the day when I began.
Yeah.
Oh, my granddad.
It was a lot more forgiving. You could like record stuff like on a potato
yeah.
and put it out, and
do part one, part two.
Because
part
that was
Yeah.
as good as the cameras were. that's the best you got.
9-hole course vlog split into 3 parts.
Yeah, 3 holes per video.
Because that's what you did.
Yeah.
No
Th-
cuts.
th- there wasn't another option.
Yeah.
15 minutes, like
Yeah.
bish, bash, bosh.
Yeah.
Handing the camera over to each other.
Oh yeah. Me and Rick go to play 18. I have the front 9. He has the back 9. 2 separate matches, split into 3 parts. Filming it all ourselves.
Yeah, no traces.
Thumbnails just starting.
Yeah.
So you don't remember back
Yeah.
in the day, you had a choice of 3 thumbnails from the video.
Yep.
that You could just select.
Yep.
Yeah, you couldn't upload your own.
That is crazy. I had a YouTube channel like 13 years ago, but it was really, can't even, it's a tough one. It was a fishing channel, but I don't ever remember. Yeah, I just would upload it. I was like 12 years old, 13. I just uploaded and I just
let
never
it-
thought of
Yeah,
a
you
thumbnail.
Yeah.
I mean, it might still be there.
Yeah.
Let's go try and search
Yeah.
out.
No,
Could find some Grant Horvat fishing.
Go on over.
Grant Horvat
I
fishing.
would love that. I'd love that.
Someone did find it. it's really like there's a fishing and then there's one on Call of Duty because I used to play a lot of video games. A lot of video games.
I mean, these are genres just smashing into each other.
Yeah.
Make that a
Call
channel.
of Duty, man.
But it was funny. I even way back then I was like, I really want to do YouTube.
Yeah, and now
But
here
then
you are.
it's cool.
And now here you are, sat on a couch in South Carolina.
Yeah. I would say maybe doing YouTube.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, on that bombshell. Right, mate, thanks for coming on. I'm going to let you escape.
Okay, I'm good to go now.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, you
so.
can just put the mic and go. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, I'm allowed.
And a huge guys. Every time at the end of the podcast, I lose my ability to speak.
Is this still the #1 and greatest podcast in golf right now?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
In Vietnam, I think, or something.
Yeah,
like that, or
every week we get up the charts and see where it is.
Yeah.
We're always #1 in the most random of
I
places.
think
Okay.
Venezuela. is one?
We have a massive
Yeah.
Venezuelans are huge fans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guatemala.
Oh, we were #1 in Guatemala for a long time.
Guatemala was a big one.
Yeah.
Estonia, we
Like
were
with like
massive
NFL
there.
Sundays.
So
here.
if you were to go to Venezuela, they'd be like, "That is the guy with the rough cut podcast."
when the stairs went up to the plane and we walked down, there'd be a whole like welcoming
Yeah.
party. Do you know, like when you go to Hawaii, they put like the flowers
Yeah,
around your neck.
yeah,
It'll
yeah.
be whatever the Venezuelan equivalent is.
yeah.
It'll be absolutely off the chain.
They have like viewing parties in Venezuela. Like when this comes out, they have live. You know, the bars are packed.
Do you know that meme where it's a bar, it's just full of people, and like I think it's in England, and like England score, and like everyone chucks the beers up, and everyone's dancing
Yeah, yeah,
around.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Music starts.
That's when you get off.
Everything
gone.
goes. They
Okay.
go absolutely
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viewing figures are nuts. They can't get enough of us. Kieran's a god over there.
They've got shrines to Kieran. He's just sat cross-legged like this.
Yeah.
And everyone just like rubs his head as they walk past.
Yeah.
He's got a big like shiny
Yeah.
head.
The ultimate rite of passage is they shave their eyebrows off,
Yeah.
like in homage to his father, just because it's like I feel like I'm part of his family
In
now.
fact, they're not actually statues of Kieran. It's just like his forehead. It's just his eyebrows. It's just like a slither on like a stand. It's just like slightly arched, really unusually dark eyebrows.
Yeah. So thank you, Venezuela. We love you.
Yeah. Shit.
Guatemala.
And Guatemala. Can't forget Guatemala.
Sorry. Yeah.
So now we're going to end the podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you go check Grant out if you haven't already. I'm sure you already have, but if not, Grant Horvat fishes. It's brilliant. Guys, thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Cue the outro music.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
See you later.
See you guys.